we'll move on to the second round. You know, those games are hard to play. You want to do well, and you want to get your work in, and you want to you hope they enjoyed the experience to some degree, and you just want to make sure that you treat the game the way it needs to be treated. Our guys went out and they played well. Our pitchers threw effectively. They threw good strikes. They were down in the zone, and pitches that should be hit were hit. It was a good day.
Seems more about what you want to do than what they want to do in a game such as this. Did you guys, particularly your arms, did you guys throw the baseball where you wanted to? Did you work in the counts and do what you wanted to do?
We followed the glove very, very well. We were aggressive with the fastball, both sides of the plate, especially down. We had a number of guys spun the ball very well. I was excited as much about anything as seeing Tyler get out there. First time in 22 months or however long it's been for him to have the opportunity to go out and compete, healthy. So, other side other than the nick that we took in the one inning, I mean, everybody spun the ball very, very well. And I want to say too at the end, Wilson. I mean, he had real good stuff. All of them threw well. That was as good as you could hope for off the mound.
Atkins and Pierce had some pretty good hats.
Well, a number of guys did. Pierce showed up big. Hernandez showed up big. I think he had 3 2-out RBIs. Steve hit a couple balls in the gap. Atkins had 2 extra base hits. Everybody got to see some pitching, some live pitching that we had here today, and it was just the next step. Now we'll get into our games and go from there. But you play a game like that, and you want to make sure everybody gets their work in. Nobody got hurt. We're all moving forward together, so it was good.
Kind of a non-related matter. What do you remember from Weimel the year he came down? He was just a high school front. He came down to work at your camp.
Well, Joe, when he came down, I had some other people from Pennsylvania that came down, and a couple of the people, the family that I knew had told me, hey, we've heard of this guy, he's got a chance to be really good. So you hear things, and then you watch him, you put him in a bigger environment, where you got about 100 kids running around, and like I said, I saw Joe first, and I think he was 16.
Yeah.
At the camp we ran back in the day. But anytime you got a left-handed pitcher that's got some angle, I mean, you never know. And as soon as he got good, we took credit for all of them. Him and Mike Cameron were the 2 guys that graduated through the baseball camp we ran there, and we hung on to both of them. We took full credit for both those guys developing into major leaguers.
He says when he was with the Dodgers, he was kind of had a chance to watch you from the other side, saw how you ran a team and talked to guys. Do you do that with other players as well? Is that one of the reasons you guys signed him? He kind of rang a bell with you from your days in the NL West? I
knew Joe out before, but Joe and I might have had limited conversation. I don't spend a lot of time talking to other players. Just don't do it. Not the way I was brought up, not the way that I was instructed as a coach. I'm not one of those guys. Spring training, I might have some conversation. There can be a hug or two. Come to season time, I kind of back away. Yeah. It's just representative of what I do, and I'll say hello. We'll pick our spots. If you're really friends with him, you can spend all winter with him.
There's a report today that Joe Torre's going to take Sandy Alderson's old job. What do you think about that and about bringing him into Major League Baseball in that role?
I'm not concerned about that role. I think anytime you keep Joe Torre involved in the game of baseball, you're doing the right thing. And if it's a comfortable fit where Joe is going to be relied upon for some things and be counted upon for some things, I think the game will be served better. Our community of baseball will be served better, and it'd be a nice addition, a welcome addition.
Several pitchers here from the Altoona team that had a lot of success a year ago. What are your first impressions of them?
Again, they followed the Met. They threw strikes. I mean, we faced a college team. It is what it is at the end of the day, but I was very happy with our strike zone location. I'm very happy with them following the Met, keeping the ball down, finishing pitches. So they did everything they could do.
How have they looked in spring training?
It's practice, the drills. No, not at all. They don't look out of place at all. Yeah, if you'd asked me that question first, we could have cut through all that tape.
Sorry.
Spring training.
I don't want to peek too early.
It's spring training.
Yeah.
I'm probably as pleased as anything just about the way everybody has bonded together at the camp. There's nobody out of step. There's nobody, I don't think, that's on the outside looking in. The Altoona guys, it was cool today to hear the 2 guys announce as part of the championship, Bradenton Marauders. We were clapping them up in there and said, we got a couple champs on, and we got the Altoona champs, and some of those kids in Venezuela were champs too last summer, I think. So it was good. They're all doing well.
I know Chase got on base 3 times, scored 3 runs. Do you see him being like kind of fire, like a spark plug, like top of the order kind of guy?
You know, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. Can he hit second? Can he hit third? I mean, he's a good player. Everything I've heard about him is positive. Everything I've heard about him, he's both sides of the ball. He can play defense, he can throw leather, and he can throw barrels. So I'm just going to move him around a little bit and see, you know, what he can do. One of the things we've stressed about here is not telling anybody what they can't do. Trying to give them the opportunity to find out what they can do and let them have the freedom to play and grow with it.
You expect the hitters tomorrow against Major League Pitching to still see them a little bit behind in terms of where they are this spring? What do you expect to see?
I've seen it both ways. I've seen it both ways. Anybody that tells you they're always behind, all you can do is watch games. There's days they're ahead, there's days they're behind. Depends on who's on the mound. The guy on the mound tomorrow can spin it a little bit. He's got some plus velo, which I heard he does. You know, we could be behind a little bit. So you just got to wait and show up and find out what's going to happen. You know, I think that happened maybe more so in the past when I played. There was no doubt. We came in, it just seemed to be a little different. Hitters were notoriously behind. It just seems like things have been catching up over the years.
Thank you. I appreciate
We good?
Thanks, Clint.
Thank you.